Vladi on Victor did a ton of damage into the draft for our second game of the day. And yeah, I feel like the tale of this group between these two teams, KC and then also GX as well, a lot of it has been about clutch factor. I think perhaps that first game a little bit different on that. I think actually it was much more of a strategic slow roll win from MKOI. But that's been the story of this group for at least what I've seen from the bigger games between teams.
I can agree with that as we're going to pick ban Vitality.
Varus existed.
Yeah, I mean, Varus is a ban on blue side, but more impressively, Renekton's gone on 3. So there's got to be, obviously, this is Ambessa B1. I don't know what they're fishing for, but
that's a good point.
Vitality chose red. So what I'm more confused about is, like, what are they going to bring from their sleeves that Odo talked about? That is going to make a big difference here. Talia's gone.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be something about this top lane matchup, right? If I think of the people that cook more. That being said, Vitality, they cook in general. Sometimes they overcook. And much like the game, sometimes you're just throwing picks across, I don't know, hot air balloons with the stoves on fire. It's not exactly the easiest thing to put out all the time. But yeah, choosing red side, that does really mean you're giving some player on the Rift a ton of agency. Gwen, left up and available, locked in for Myrwn.
Another champ that maybe just didn't want to fight against Renekton for this game, but Jax is still up. And Nako does play Jax, so... I mean, again, I don't think Gwen is that blindable. I think there are many options here, and I'm curious to see what Nako has.
He does play that. That's a genuine hover. In fact, Finn was checking the solo queue before we went on show today.
Plays Yasuo top.
I mean, he's been playing a bunch of stuff. It is the Naak.
Oh my god. Oh my god, lock it in, come on.
He's got it! I mean, life on the line.
Alistar priority, let's just say that should probably go up a bit. Are we going to get an early support here? Are we going to get facilitating jungle? Sejuani might be an option here with a melee top laner as well. And again, we are consistently saying this is top. It is still technically a flex, but it is most likely for Nako, as you said, Nymaera. Solo queue has been checked, and he's playing a hell out of it.
Nako's been playing this his entire time on Vitality. Lyncas locks in that Shinzao. That is a knock-up for him as well with the 3 talent strike. And of course,
true.
Point and click. I mean, way back in the day, we used to see stuff like Yasuo, Lee Sin, and stuff like that in the mid-jungle. Shinzao is, 1, an S-tier jungler right now, and 2, does have that targeted knock-up, which can be very, very good in some side lane play. The problem is, if you end up putting that ult through, and you're doing that on top of a Cyclone, you die horribly. So if Elyoya can get in to kind of back up the first person who's caught out, I'm a little bit worried because Yasuo is many things, a tank he is not.
Yeah, and especially with double AD topside so far.
That's true.
My biggest concern is Wukong passive gets extra value here in this game.
You forget how valuable that is.
I mean, it's so good, and part of the reason why Stone Skin just feels like one of the most broken passives for a jungler. Add into the mix, now you've got Yone as well, so side lane accountability goes up for MKOI.
Yo, got all of the Ionian windy boys in that.
Wind people, yep.
Careful of the wording there. So Vitality, you need some magic damage from somewhere. Do you lock in Mage now into the Yone? There's no Aurora, which does quite well. The Annie does quite well into them too. The Orianna's gone. A lot of your choice matchups into the Yone missing right now. Do you lock in something?
Syndra?
I mean, Syndra into Wukong feels a little awkward.
Yeah, I guess
they're choosing to... I mean, potentially an option. Not going to rule it out, right? Would outrange a lot of the team.
Oh.
Think
what happened?
Draft has gone through. Well, Nautilus was locked in and then was not. And now we've got 3v3. Lock it in, 3v3.
Oh my god, it's back. Twisted Tree Line. It's back. This is the grand reveal.
Dude, I used to play against this one. There was like this one guy that used to do Heal Ignite Alistair in Challenger Twisted Tree Line way back in the day. I miss him. If you're out there, I miss you. I can't remember you using
I remember some annoying person, OC, used to play Halo Blade Shen with Ignite. And so early just run around the map and this.
Kane was the most broken champion on that game. For those of you that missed out on Twisted Tree Line, you missed out on something special.
That's like people who missed out on the grand days of like Maple Story. You know?
Yeah.
Like they missed out on
like, I don't know, people that weren't there for like the release of like the Meteor album from Linkin Park. That take me back. Take me back. I mean, League of Legends didn't exist back then, so maybe take me a little bit further back. That's less far back.
Take me a little bit forward and then back.
Yeah, go forwards again. It's like close the gate, open it, close it, but only a little.
And where were we?
We were second round of the bans.
Yeah, that's where.
Point and click CC, huge knockups from the Nautilus. You have point and click knockup from 2 different parts of the map from Vitality now. They do still need, presumably, some kind of magic damage mage mid laner, hopefully. You need to be fairly survival. I actually wonder whether Xayah is a good pick for the bot lane for Carzzy, but you don't want to blind pick the Xayah because you can get destroyed in lane with that. So that's the kind of thoughts which you've got. You don't have the Kai'Sa for self-peel as well, which also would have been quite nice. Both teams actually thinking about that here.
They ban the Kai'Sa themselves as well, which is interesting because that's mixed damage.
Xayah, Sivir, Kai'Sa, the champions which defend themselves a little easier from that bot lane. What?
Okie dokie. Twisted Fate mid.
Okay. I don't expect to see that champion that much. This is a rare Twisted Fate pick. It's typically been okay into very mobile champions, but you got to imagine that's pretty vulnerable into Wukong, into Gwen that can press the W.
Sivir now just locked in, has a no button for both Nautilus, for both Twisted Fate. Braum as well, I have to be honest. The angle's not looking that good with so much defense now just put up.
Because what's going to happen is Vitality will try and, gold card or knock up from the Nautilus point and click and just try and pile on. But then if Wukong escapes the engage, Cyclone comes onto you. The Needlework from the Gwen can do the same. Braum puts up that Glacial Fissure as well. MKOI once again find themselves with a ton of defensive tools. The Xayah we talked about does come in for Carzzy. He has been exceptional on this pick so far, this split. I'm not going to lie, though. Vitality look very squishy, and it looks like they have to play quite aggressively to dive in with, triple melees into a really good counter-engaged team. I think Vitality might have overcooked it. It's fun. They're going to have to massively outplay, though.
They are going to have to, because that is single target, pick damage for AP. The rest is AD damage. Hard AD damage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Nautilus has magic, I guess. But hey, I'm still looking at that. I'm saying for Vitality, is the damage profile enough? Even though you don't have hard tanks, Braum's there, Wukong's there.
Yeah.
Gwen is a bruiser. It does feel like MKOI, if they just chill in this game, if they have a decent early game, it should be a run over. If they scale to mid game, it should be fine. It's up to Vitality with this Yasuo first pick to blow us out of the water. And Vitality, that's one hell of a statement if you can do it. You don't underestimate this team. They are full of... What are they full of? They're full of life.
Creativity, life.
They are a bee. They are vital to our ecosystem.
On the other side, if I'm Movistar KOI, I'm feeling pretty happy with this draft as well. You got plenty of disengaged tools. I think that Elyoya is a really good Wukong. Myrwn has done a ton of work on the Gwen over time as well. Can they get that 2-0 and secure themselves first? Find out on the Rift.
Okay, Drew, if you didn't say hi back to that guy,
we will find you.
I will come over to Sweden. Yeah. I will take you out, okay? All right? In-game, of course. But you better be saying hi right now. You better be waving at your screen. If a co-streamer gets called out, you better give them love. You better send them a big kiss. That's what we're about here in the LEC, all about the love and the love of this game and the love of watching this series. I'm hoping continues to ramp up. Quick reminder, Vitality are out of the running for first in this group, but they can still take a 2-1. KC would like Vitality to win this second game. But holy, holy, holy. Yeah, that person, they're probably talking about the start of this draft. I don't know what we think.
Wait, was that guy's name Lando the Hutt?
Nice.
I mean, cool.
Good.
AU, I suppose. We got the brothers matchup.
But wrong lanes,
wrong lanes.
Wrong lanes, guys.
We will get a side lane at some point between them. Surely we'll have that at some point.
And Yasuo is nuts indeed. I think Galio was up, wasn't it?
It was.
But I mean, running into a Yone does seem a bit int, but I'm just trying to think of better options in this game.
No, I'm just really surprised by this TF, which is, I popped off when it was picked in, because I didn't expect something so hard, vulnerable to be picked in. Yes, it technically is, another global playmaker. It can be very, very dangerous if you ult into the right place on the map, but you're very single target. Braum can block off your gold card for someone else who stood behind you as well. If this comes to a 5v5, I think Vitality get blasted, much like the last game. And they got blasted in that last game. So MKOI should be feeling pretty happy with things. Vitality, you have cooked. Let's see if the dish is any good.
Well, we got to really just leave it up to mid-jungle in this game. Look for Czajek level 6 and look to see what Lyncas can do early. The stretch line comes into bot. Nice little trade. Alvaro gets something back here as Carzzy. He's going to be amassed upon by Supa. That's a heal burned out by Alvaro nice and early. And a quick reminder for you that Lyncas and Elyoya, I mean, these guys are at the heart of it all now. Obviously, the stats changed since game 1, but the biggest thing to take away is that, Lyncas is very active around this mid lane. He needs to do that again here. He definitely needs to do that here this game.
And you can see that Lyncas not really going towards his bot lane as much. He goes towards the mid lane. So take a gold card there on Czajek. It's been a little while since we've seen the Twisted Fate come through. A lot of it is about that auto-attack spacing. You know, you don't have much sustain in your or any at all if you don't run something like the Fleet Footwork. Really good trading.
Yeah.
Punishing the early levels of the Yone where you're a little weaker in lane.
You know, Twisted Fate at MSI got such a bad rap. Obviously,
true.
Never won, right? But
show your bust.
It was literally one of the worst performing picks alongside the Kalista. That's why, again, it had such a bad rap, and people are like, oh, this was like the bait pick of the meta, I think, of the tournament. And we haven't really seen it since. I'm going to quickly check it with my lovely computer as we get a full-on engage, and top Myrwn is losing out that as well.
He's just waiting for the wave to come back into him. Now, typically what happens in a lot of top lane matchups, and you'll hear plenty about it from Finn and Odo, right? Typically what happens is you fight for the level 1 to 3 push, and then the person who loses it just kind of takes the L and then pushes back on the bounce back. Right now, you hit the level 4. Champions like Rumble, you see this very commonly on because you get your second point in your major ability, like this is the Q from the Myrwn, Gwen, and then you get a bit more chance to play things back. Nako wanted to head down and put some vision in towards River. Both junglers were heading towards that top side a little, and this is where the matchup gets a little bit more interesting. Of course, now junglers potentially could come and interfere.
Nako clean, and so far, remember, he's playing lethal tempo. He's getting some good autos off as well. That Steel Tempest just touches the end of Myrwn, or rather the start, and he gets lowers. Look at his roam in as well. That's Lyncas waiting for maybe an overextend or maybe a jungle gank in himself. Meanwhile, the 2v2 kicking off yet again. Mid's going to get a bit of attention. Elyoya is coming in onto Czajek. Bit of damage, but there's no knock-up from Jojo. So he can't really do too much here to set up for the gank.
I think when our first big plays are obviously the level 6 is where the first big plays kind of come through, but good trading there actually from Jojo. Really the thing about this kind of mid lane matchup is that it looks very, very different after each reset. One big trade comes in, someone has to play very far back, and right here, you know, before this, Czajek was actually trading very well with Jojo. Well, you know, Czajek's now come back in, he's got himself his first back boots and Dark Seal, but he took one bad trade and suddenly Jojo has control of the lane. Kind of ping-pongs like that.
And the dagger reducing Q cooldown as well, trading ability enhanced, and as you say, the push is coming in through mid. CS falling off a little bit here from Czajek. He's already burned his TP, so might be a level 6 where he just quickly returns to lane, but the biggest thing is that Czajek has got to get this map moving as Jojo is getting better and better here as well, getting more aggressive with the trades.
Worth noting that with the Yone, you don't cleanse CC with your E anymore, but you still kind of travel back to your starting point. You can kind of, you know, use that travel time where you're still CC to kind of weight off some of it. I've been watching a fair amount of content from Tempest. He's a really big Yone player recently as well. Hang on a second, there's nasty damage there. But yeah, he's been talking a lot about Yone builds and what's the best builds anymore. I think VIT was even talking about it yesterday on the cast, where I know a lot of the time people just expect the slam or the Berserker Greaves in, but if you go towards something like that recurve bow, the on-hit damage really early on really makes a difference because it's about the same attack speed as the Berserker Greaves anyway nowadays, ever since they nerfed Berserker Greaves down from what? It was 35% attack speed, it's down to like 25% now. I can't exactly remember, not going to lie. But yeah, he has gone for Berserker Greaves. Speaking about that, you see, could have listened to Tempest.
Could have posted. But what's more interesting, you know, Czajek has just gone for the Moby boots.
Oh so, yeah, the Symbiotic Souls.
The Swiftborn Bound, whatever you call it. You could pull up any name at this point.
No, but for that one.
Remember again, guys, no enhanced recall early. That was the biggest change why we stopped seeing it. You know, on the Talias, on the rare cases of supports, you have to get your 150 Teemo's worth of movement, and then you get the enhanced recall. But you do get 10 move speed extra out of combat. That's what really counts here as well. So he's at 55 extra move speed when he doesn't hit.
And it really tells you about the playstyle what Czajek is going to put in here. He wants to shove, he wants to roam, and he wants to make plays. Not making plays like this, though.
Red line going in, forces the flash, but the Fate gets sealed, and Czajek maybe two with it. A Winter's Bite sets him up, but the regain Lyncas here in the nick of time. It's beautiful from Vitality, but Elyoya's taking a while to die. The passive is so too much. Heal comes in as well. The stun and the re-engage. Lyncas comes in, but he can't kill Elyoya. You can't kill Elyoya. A Wukong versus Triple AD and auto attackers early. It's just too good.
Get yourself a support like Alvaro. Completely saves the play. The shield blocking out autos and Qs. The heal onto the Wukong as well. So close to being an outplay there from Czajek. I thought he had the extra damage, but really that Braum coming up tops there.
Fleshy close to dying as well with the Winter's Bite coming out. The excess damage of Jojo snapping back too as a 1v1 with top laners to set up the last breath. Myrwn in kill threat. He's got his exhaust out. Use it a little bit later and going to save his life. Into the wind wall, the needles will fly. Myrwn gets out alive though, and that's what matters for him.
Yeah, good 1v1 there from Nako. We're talking about him having a bit of a specialty pick here. on the Yasuo. He's played it a lot in solo queue, played it once or twice here on the pro stage as well. And I mean, he's had a couple of duff games on it too, you have to mention. He's had that, what was there, a 0-10 game in there at some point? It was pretty nasty one. Supa left alone on this top side.
Red line won't connect, but gets Fleshy closer. On the hunt has been popped. Supa is going to get out of there, and Carzzy at the wave in an okay spot, but it's going to reset, meet in the middle. And I've got to say, for Vitality in this early game, the only real win right now is Nako in that lane. He's got a 20 CS lead. But bot, again, Supa's out CSing Carzzy this series in a big way.
He is, and that Sivir, so annoying to play against if you don't get that big lead. Hook into the shield. Lyncas coming up.
Carzzy's stepping up with no health bar. He's confident. The feathers will fly out, but Supa, he just spell shields the recall of them. Lyncas doesn't get a spear to become lightning and find his way in either. It's all about the fight for these grubs now, and Lyncas full HP with level 6.
I wonder if Carzzy was trying to, I don't know, make an outplay through a Q midway through the pullback, see if he can bait out the spell shield for the wrong ability. Doesn't manage to do much there. And now with no HP, no ult on your AD carry, Grub's very likely to go over the full set towards MKOI. Supa's still around this top side of the map, pushing in. So it should just be 3 for MKOI. Say that actually Supa recalling himself. Vitality does think they can sneak one. I don't think they're approaching the pit.
No, I mean, it's a clear down from Lyncas. He's going for his buffs instead for now. Raptors and thinking about it, okay, maybe I come in a little bit late. As Fleshy looks for the gank, Supa tries to push the wave, Dredgeline into depth charge. Alvaro's on the way to help out, but Carzzy's too low. Fleshy, very over-ambitious as 3 grubs at the end. All 3 go over to MKOI. This early game is quickly turning tails and heads, and MKOI don't mind.
I mean, Supa's just seen both different bot laners walk up to him, cast an ult, and he just doesn't care.
He doesn't care at all.
He just doesn't care, just pops a spell chain and goes, all right.
Sivir versus this comp, like, again, the draft is showing its head now mid. Let's ask, how does Czajek get out?
He doesn't.
He does not.
It goes down very simply there.
Oh dear.
Not safely going forwards.
We are in trouble.
Nako trying to
the brothers
bot lane.
Oh my god, they're fighting. Wait. Oh! What an interaction. The last breath of a fate sealed of Nako. He's got one more in him, I'm sure of it, but with the TP out, it stops there. He had flash available. That's a cool interaction you don't get to see much.
I mean, that's just a samurai movie. That's fantastic. Love this stuff. I mean, the teleports in from first Alvaro. Oh, Myrwn coming down. Sorry, not Myrwn. It's going to be Jojo coming back towards that bot side. They don't have the TF ult to play around. This is actually a problem with Vitality around this early game so far. Both the first ults have not been that successful from the TF. They've been used in mid lane itself. Has not been able to get outside of this lane, and that's a huge problem for Vitality.
Now being in top lane as well, I mean, he doesn't have the ulti, he has TP. He's matching Supa for now, but Supa probably cheering that he can just stay here isolated and keep his CS lead. Lyncas taking this first dragon. Is a small win this game for Vitality, considering how MKOI have really been keeping up the pace, especially since they lost those 3 grubs as well. But TF in a side lane just not going to have the same effect like the Yasuo too. Nice when you have good split pushes like Yone, like Gwen, to utilize it for themselves. So, fact is, Vitality get this objective. That's big. Brothers are fighting again. That's bigger. Show me more.
I mean, Kurosawa couldn't write it better himself, could he? Nako doing pretty well at the...
It's like a Kojima kind of thing, you know? That's the level we're at.
I'm just saying... Wait, hang on. Whoa. Look, I'm a big Kojima fan, but Kurosawa is like the samurai guy.
I don't...
He's the guy.
I don't know who that is. That's probably why.
Like the greatest samurai movie director of all time.
What did he direct?
Seven Samurai is the big one which he did. It's like a 3+ hour epic of crazy stuff. Star Wars was actually really influenced by them as well.
Okay, well, now I'm listening. Okay.
You learn something new every day. Fun facts.
I mean, Kojima makes games.
He's great too. No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like there is a tier list here.
Bro, the Death Stranding, like that, whatever happened in that game is crazy, you know? Like that was a movie in itself.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy. Also the fact that, I forgot the actor's name, but he's in it too. The guy from...
Norman Reedus?
Yeah.
The guy that's in every Kojima production ever? Yes.
He's, The
Walking Dead.
The actor, gamer, actor, you know?
Yeah, Nako. I mean, the more I look at this, you know, we can joke about samurai movies and the like and, you know, famous game directors. Nako is the hope for Vitality here. He has significant ability to outplay, but he needs help. There are 3 people currently in his lane.
And Myrwn with the need to work out, no wind wall. Nako's in so much trouble. Last breath, but he flashes away after getting the Steel Tempest knock up. Help from Fleshy, please! Get me out! The President shall survive as he runs by Fleshy's
really
side.
chasing this.
MKOI, that's a flash from Elyoya. Gets Cyclone up. Nako thought he was out until now. Fleshy's got a concussive blow on his head. He will survive, but this jungle's going down with it. And you're right, Nako needs some damn help.
I mean, if you have TF ult to go into his lane, it feels a lot better. We might see a bit of a fight in the spot side still.
Fleshy came back in, he's been concussive blow. Here's Lyncas coming, Carzzy will be there first, there'll be a numbers advantage. MKOI stuck around for too long, and Myrwn's going to come in without ulti. Look at the health bars, it's now that TF ulti's coming in. Lyncas gets over the wall, but back over, it's a juke. Carzzy can't find Supa. Blue buff taken in the end, but Carzzy gets the kill. More worth, re-engage, Lyncas there, Nako TP for the kill. Treads on in, a last breath on a clone. It was a clown.
Oh, even I got baited by that one. I mean, it was really slick. If it had landed, that would have been 3 kills. It's just the 2, and it's still a good haul there from Vitality. MKOI really forced well onto Nako before that. This time they go a little bit deep themselves, and Czajek's first actual impactful ult of the game comes through. This is how I expect a lot of the game to play out. It is about those very quick collapses, trying to play around these quick bits of CC from Nautilus, from the gold card, and on the other side, potential of Braum adding into these skirmishes too. Wherever Alvaro is on the map, you've got to feel like MKOI feel very strong to play around them. This is the play on bot side again, because the initial escape is actually very good. When wall comes through, it stops a lot of the slow from the needlework. Good knock-up to get the double CC, flash away from the Braum Q. Nako does everything he can. But, you know, TF is on the other side of the map. He's not going to be able to ult down to this side. Xayah's not pushing and roaming. It is just on Fleshy. Vitality have not been able to bring the same amount of players to the play that MKOI do. Actually, no, they do in terms of the actual play between the jungle and the support there. But that Wukong getting real good value, has 2 kills, Triforce completed, is really good in those low number skirmishes. Same with the Braum.
I mean, again, we've told you multiple times about his value in this game. That Twist of Fate needs to get on the map. And, you know, we've kind of said in this game that MKOI, as I'm about to sneeze on Myrwn. It's all right, it's about early.
I'm just telling. Well, Vitality, the bees, they bring some pollen.
They do. I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to hay or fever. I've got the fever of hay fever. I am allergic to pollen. I don't know. I just think I'm allergic.
We'll get that sometime.
There must be dust in this studio.
Nako is actually nuts. He's pretty good at League of Legends, I hear, every so often. Got that first item spike on the Yasuo as well, same as Jojopyun getting the Blade of the Ruin King on the Yone. That is a disgusting first item.
Oh yeah.
Of course. Vitality, do they have the big ults up yet again? Well, they don't have that TF ult, importantly. Herald being started by MKOI. With Nako not on the same side of the map, I doubt Vitality want anything to do with this.
Because they've got Rod of Ages and Fast Boots. So right now, he has a little bit of damage, but his gold card is the primary tool, as Nako looking again onto Myrwn. The damage is nice. I mean, Blade of the Ruin King, the original one to do it was this guy.
Yeah, he was. I mean, you think about it, back in season 3 and season 4. Wait, you're talking about in this game or just in terms of...
No, I'm talking about Yasuo.
I mean, there's been a lot of people who have done it at the time.
He came out a little bit before Yone.
I think Vayne wants a word with you there. Carzzy getting a good trade onto Supa.
Oh, but Supa just holding on, nicely done. Carzzy getting exhausted, Alvaro's in as well. Now that we get the Destiny out, Carzzy's feathers go to Wukong.
Oh!
Super sniped! I think that guy's Australian. That came right back.
Supa with the sharp shooting there. Takes down Carzzy, who initially thought he was getting the better of him. Absolutely not the case. Supa turns, burns, opens up a Herald angle. Maybe take 2 turrets down here. They've got 3 grubs, remember.
It's going down so quickly. Now with the charge out, look, even the defense from Lyncas has to bring out his ulti, and Fleshy's going to help defend, but that turret's going down. I guarantee you, Elyoya turns into an engage. Not just 2 turrets, but with a bait seal, 2 kills. Vitality are burning, and MKOI are lighting the fuse.
And it's another time where Vitality just can't start the fight on their terms. Even Carzzy tries to go in for a hard trade and just does not expect MKOI to have the players there at the play ready and waiting to disengage and to help out their teammate. Myrwn, again with the 3 grubs, going to be pushing in towards this top side as well. MKOI takes so much across the map off of one poorly timed engage from Vitality.
It just seems like such a hard game, and you look at the individual gold leads, how a Sivir is up this much this early. Just comes to how well Supa's been playing in the lanes throughout this series. That's a 20 CS lead. That is almost an Infinity Edge on the way. 2nd item. It's kind of crazy. I mean, you even look at Elyoya. We'll look at the replay first though, but like Supa.
And it's a great spell shield coming through as well. No chance of that root coming through. And just look how quick Elyoya and Alvaro are to the scene of the Q. The Q is on target, smashes Carzzy, doesn't flash, doesn't barrier, doesn't expect it to kill, I suppose, there. And that is a big mistake. I don't think he would have been able to defend mid lane anyway, but the extra gold going over could really come back to bite them. And yes, there's some decent CC coming on the way back, but they're not damaging Supa. They don't manage to get onto the turret, and Xayah has been so good in this game so far. Going forward to the Cyclone, good damage calculation, knows there's no one really coming to help him. And MKOI walk away with a couple of quick kills.
If you're going to be used top because there's a pressing wave, that is one roaming tool that Czajek doesn't have. But again, remember, Destiny just about up and available. No objective for the time being. Nako still the one in charge. If you want to look at someone for Vitality who's strong, Nako is almost 40 CS ahead of Myrwn.
And he does have a little bit of crit in inventory now with the Noon Quiver built up. That's where you start to get those massive damage numbers randomly coming through.
Yeah.
Mind you, there was a change towards Yasuo and Yone a little while ago where they no longer get reduced damage on crits. So it used to be the case where they get double the crit, but a little bit less value from it. Now they just get double the crit, which is kind of nasty. Nako and Jojo, when they get up towards those, those crit items, gets really nasty in that. Vitality, can they find themselves a play? No, the hook misses. Shame that.
Minute 25 till Atakan spawns, bottom side of the map. Nothing else aligns with it. Vitality do have control thanks to Nako being constantly in this wave, but Jojo's getting a bit of attention as well. We stop and smell the roses for a bit. Note that these second items will be coming on board, maybe just prior towards that Atakan. Just going to see where Nako sits with gold. And I will say Vitality having 2 dragons in this game makes it a little bit better than it could often be.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather could be, because, yeah, there's the gold. MKOI are sitting very high on the scoreboard right now, and that's a Twisted Fate.
That's true. Twisted Fate kind of prints money, doesn't he, with his passive. Kills minions, gets an extra random roll of the dice. But yes, the dragons help Vitality, but I don't think they want this game to go super late. That's going to be a problem, because Supa, well, it's in the name, isn't it? Can really start to pop off. Nako, you have to queue.
Swim wall is down, knock-ups there, but Alvaro gets away, he holds on for now. Lyncas runs into a Glacial Fissure. Dredge line is good, depth charge even better. Triple knock-up, there we go, sets up the final breath is set. Supa getting hit hard, a double knock-up again. Nako, so close. Supa will be able to get away with Vitality. It's a winning fight. Carzzy stands strong, the health bar's not good. Dredge line almost onto Supa, but from over the wall, Carzzy does his best, even while exhausted. Myrwn gets gold carded. And I think Nako is him. I really think Nako is him.
Vitality walk away with a 2-for-1, which will open up the Atakan, which is a big objective. This gives you a ton of XP and that adaptive force from the petals which come through. Initially I thought, well, it's not Nako going to have to, play defensively. No, absolutely not. Good wind wall in the brush, stops some damage coming through as well from stuff like ricochets and Qs. And then he gets the Wukong down. No Cyclone in the fight. Xayah, who's very, very fed, out of the picture. Very nearly gets a good kill onto Supa 2, but can't manage to do so. Really, the Yasuo play helping Vitality by taking out basically both the Fed members. Supa doesn't die, but he doesn't do any damage after Nako's dealt with him.
I thought Nako got a 2-man knock-up, but it was a clone and Elyoya, so...
He got the real one in there,
He got the real one there, yeah.
Earlier we got a little bit better. It's like, oh yeah, just the, just the clone. This time he hit the real one too.
The mechanics are clean, and maybe I overglazed a little bit, but I think for Vitality, it was a very well-won fight where MKOI was the one to take it. Nako, wrong timing, I guess. He is dead. Czajek's here, he can't save the play, he can't even get a kill, and even with Lichbane, there just ain't enough damage in a kit.
I've been so impressed with Xayah and Alvaro, just always being at the right place on the map to predict the next play. I mean, first game, it meant that basically Vitality couldn't make plays with the Pantheon and the Rise, what have you. In this game, Xayah and Alvaro have very much been kind of, again, that real wrecking ball wherever they need it to be. Right there stopping Nako before when they chased him into the enemy jungle. It was them again. So much of MKOI for me revolves around Elyoya and Alvaro just being on the right place on the map. They are so impressive to watch.
It really is. Constantly feels like the captain. I know it's changed over recent where it's like if Supa's in a good spot, we really feel like MKOI have control, and Supa has been in a great spot both games. So it's given a lot of definition to MKOI, but it's just a even high definition to play when someone like Elyoya gets the early game of his choosing. This game was definitely one of those where it's
high definition of play. Is it in like 1080? Or are we talking like 40 or 40?
4K.
Yeah.
And MKOI at their peak,
he does have that right
I think they're Ultra HD. They're like 8K.
Yeah. It's actually got a 412 resolution.
Oh.
Which is pretty low, isn't it? All right, now let's see if Vitality can slap back in anyway. They are 2,000 gold behind now. It's not the craziest gold lead, but again, as we were saying before, it feels like 5v5s are difficult for this team to play out. They need pretty much, very good wind walls. They probably need a pick at the start of the fight from the TF. If the TF manages to get a good pick into a knock-up, into a kill, the game becomes a lot easier for Vitality. But as we said before, MKOI have been playing defensively this series really, really well around jungle support. Dragon spawning now, Vitality, well, that 5v5 question is going to be asked of them. It's not easy for their comp to put up the same amount of AoE damage that MKOI does.
Is this Tri-Brush watered observers? I'd love to know. I don't think it is, no. We come back to full vision. Double control wall placed down. Third dragon for Vitality if they can get a steal. Lyncas needs this Nako coming from an angle, but the Cyclone is immense, setting up with the Glacial Fissure, and Jojo! Oh, he's ended the show! A triple kill, Czajek ulti's out, he's embarrassed because the better mid laner is clapping Vitality.
The better brother wins the fight this time. Yone coming away with a triple kill. And the Yasuo can't do much about it. MKOI getting a huge fight, which earns them the dragon as well.
We got Czajek, he's running for his life. He had the ghost out, swap back over to Flash, and this Twisted Fate has done little.
By the way, the title of Better Brother depends entirely on who wins the last team fight. So it was Yasuo up until that. It's the way that brothers rule. Those who the siblings all know.
True.
And Jojo will go back to why and how he ended up earning that title. Joya, oh my dude, this guy gets such a good cycle into backlane. Easy force of that Xayah ultimate. Carzzy then has to deal with 2 solo laners in melee range of him. He cannot deal with that. Jojo cleans up, gets a ton of kills, and it's a wipe.
Now he did miss the Q.
It's still fine, lads.
It's still fine.
Is it?
It's
I
like
don't
chill
know.
life, kind of.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Kind of a chill life. No, Carzzy's right.
That's what you have to say on stage. That is what you have to say on stage. Someone has to be calming them down because Vitality, they are now behind 5k. And, you know, we can say that from this perspective, but if you're on stage, you have to chill out and find extra angles in. You do have 3 items onto the Twisted Fate, including the Rapid Fire Cam, which unlocks a huge amount of utility. They've not really been able to do a crazy amount with the Twisted Fate in terms of individual picks. That needs to change, I think, if they're going to mount now what would be a comeback in this game.
It's a hard one to hold on to, hard one to manage. For MKOI, they've got a Baron in front of them in 30 seconds. Being blue side just feels that much nicer. As Czajek's going to go body, as TP, he'll have Destiny. His TP just got changed to an exhaust though, so it is now Destiny or nothing if Baron is the play. 15 seconds. Is he going to have a target to use this exhaust on? As Myrwn pretty close to the inner turret. Nako's trying to set him up. I don't know if Czajek's going to do like a little warp step here with his ult, but he's hoping, he's waiting, because he has to use that exhaust now. Otherwise, he just doesn't have TP.
He does have level 16, which means it is a lot longer range than you expect sometimes. So I think as long as he sees a play coming, he should be able to get there in time. And also, the thing about the Symbiotic Souls is that he's able to actually run to a play a little quicker to use that ult.
True.
So actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm okay with this, actually. It doesn't necessarily need that teleport to reach a play in the same kind of way. Vitality, can they find themselves a play on the side? Jojo doesn't have anyone on this side of the map. They turn around onto him.
Nice damage from Jojo. The root doesn't connect either. Carzzy almost dies. Carzzy almost just got 1v2'd him. That's because Jojo, he kept hitting him in face of support in case of jungle coming up.
We're just like, hey, can they do something about Jojo? He's alone on the side of the map. I mean, he's the guy who's making the plays.
Yeah.
Got that triple kill, has rolled into you know, the shield bow, lost the QSS, got a pickaxe on top of it. This Yone does damage.
He's having a good day. He's another player who I think is having a really good day.
This game's awesome.
Supa's been the one who's been farming out. I feel like Jojo's having massive impact in lanes. Like, there you go, total damage done. Nako is...
He's trying.
He's raising a fire in that top lane, I'll tell you that.
Reminder, folks, loser of the series goes 3rd in the group. So that's why you could have ranged anywhere between 1st and 3rd Vitality. Cannot get 1st anymore by losing a single game. They can get 2nd if they were to come back into a 2-1. That's why the pressure's on right now. They're behind in this game. Lose this, they lose another spot in the standings.
Lyncas wants a pick. MKOI know that this game is in the palm of their hands. Vitality looking for one themselves, using that Twist of Fate. Jojo goes deep, but it doesn't matter. Into Lyncas, he cares not. He's got life still, but he's got one hell of a damage output. Dredge line in at melee range, but there's a door in the way. Glacial Fissure out, slows down. Alvaro trying to bait out. He's exhausted. Teleport's coming back up for Czajek, and now we just find out what does that play really mean, because it didn't do too much. It doesn't open up Baron for either team. Alvaro's low. There's a dredge line again, but MKOI just resetting.
So hard to chunk through that Braum when he's got that shield up too. And of course, we talked about, you know, Vitality, the pressure's on them. I mean, you could say it's on MKOI as well, although they look very, very calm here, so perhaps not. They win this game, they do secure 1st in this group over Calming Core, despite the fact that they did lose that 2-1 series to them. They could leapfrog them, face Fnatic in the 1st round of playoffs. Instead,
set up.
fight around the Baron.
They found Fleshy with a winter spike and concussive blows. He's got nowhere to go. The door's up again. Dredge line is a whiff. Flash away from Fleshy. Outrose low, but Elyoya does it again. And Jojo spikes the ball down. He's stunned up though. Great gold card. But will he die? Will he die? The feathers are out. Carzzy doesn't get a root. And therefore, Supa reigns supreme. If it's not one carry from MKOI, it's the other.
Supa goes man mode. Czajek, can he escape? No! Myrwn takes the last kill of the fight. Baron on the table for MKOI. Getting all 5 members of Vitality for just the cost of their mid laner. 5 for 1, Baron in tow.
Baron, 10,000 gold just about. It's replay time because Fleshy really wanted this fight. Well,
it did. And, you know, Jojo in a great position, so you kind of jump forward and jump back. The shield from the Braum is doing so much work in these fights, and it allows them to extend them through to a better angle for Yoya, a better angle for Supa as well. This Sivir gets to walk forwards and just freely auto-attack the entire fight. Doesn't have to flash, gets a ton of damage out. This Sivir just shreds them.
I was wondering why no one was hitting Carzzy at the end of the fight. And it was like...
well, like... I've been in this situation before, like when we won LEC in 2020-21, but the draft was more playable, so like...
Wow!
All right.
Okay.
All right, Carzzy, you know what? Don't need to say it. Yeah, we just rewound. We're like, yo, delete the tape. I was going to say that Supa took a while to die because Elyoya altered backline and all damage just ceased.
Yeah.
So Elyoya's impact was insane. No, it was Jojo. Sorry, I meant Jojo. Jojo didn't die for a while.
No, but I think there's like a bunch of different things in there. You mentioned the Cyclone and Yoya just blowing up and blowing up the backline and putting the Cyclone in place. The shield as well from Alvaro. There's so much disruption. Vitality, this is why 5v5s really were where they wanted to avoid, really. They wanted to get those picks somewhere else. They're not been able to do so. Jojo will be able to stop her back onto Lyncas.
I think he can 1v2 at this point. I am convinced. Maybe without the IE, maybe it's going to be a hard task, but I'm convinced that Jojo's that strong. He's level 17 as well, and Nako, the strongest, is now 15.
Supa pushing in with his cohort of bodyguards. Yoya and Alvaro saying, okay, you want to find a pick on him? Nope. We have the defensive crew here. Myrwn on the bot side. Also quite hard to pick off too, because he can just go into his W against the TF. It's not like Czajek can really get a clean pick onto him. Typically 1-3-1, very dangerous even when you have the Baron, especially against something like a TF. They've just not been able to play around this defensive play from MKOI though.
Nako looking for an angle. They've found one there on the left side, but Elyoya, it's a bait. Cyclone is out, Dredge line is in, but remember Elyoya has another task. He's got another Cyclone. Lyncas is engaging. The fish is out. Elyoya looking for the angle. Carzzy can't angle in himself. Myrwn gets a kill while Jojo joins in. You think it looks good, but there drops Nako. A fade sealed into Czajek and Vitality. This draft has just gone kaput. The leaders of Group A, the lords of Group A. You thought it was French, but no, it is Spanish. It is the mighty MKOI again, who lead the LEC.
Do not leave Movistar KOI out of your conversations. The top of the LEC, smashing home 2-0 to finish first in the group. That was dominant. I love the way that they moved around the map in terms of jungle support, never giving easy openings.
As Carzzy said in the comms, the draft just so difficult to play in Vitality. There was not a point in that game where it looked close. There was like a couple of fights, maybe a couple of skirmishes where they outplayed, where Nako had some great moments, but that was rough. But hey, MKOI on the other side, they'll take that, and they deserve that. Vote for your key player of the series. Who deserves it from your angle? Elyoya, Jojo, or Supa?
Oh,
that is hard.
That is hard.